Okay, GM, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hi, guys. It is the May. It is the month of May, right?
May 30th.
Yes, May 30th, Linea community call, where we'll be going over everything that's happening in May, what's happening in June, and beyond. And like dish all the cool things. So today we have a few guests today. We have Harry from HackQuest, Jason from Third Web. I'll let you guys. This is just like a hi, see their face. They'll come on later in the stream. But we'll be going over startup programs for builders. I guess earlier funnel builders. I should have flipped the order, but anyways, we'll start off with mature dev startup program, go backwards. Into beginner devs or people like trying to find out their journey in Web3 with HackQuest, and then we'll end with some updates and fun things about the surge, which I know everyone is really excited about. Yeah, so to that point, I'm going to kick off Harry. And we're gonna shine the spotlight on Jason. So we're actually gonna talk about the startup program. I will send up the kind of, I guess this is the link up here so anyone can attend. But start off with the basics. Hey, Jason, please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, Emily? I'm Jason Hitchcock. I lead the ecosystem team over at Third Web. And for those of you not familiar, Third Web is a full stack Web3 development platform. We give you all the tools for free to build any kind of Web3 application. These tools are fully compatible with Linea's EVM network. And so, yeah, we have huge library of contracts. We have tools that make it really easy to deploy contracts securely and keylessly. We have all the kinds of wallets you can imagine. A wallet connect that lets you brand it, make it super beautiful, accept social logins, SMS logins. You can use smart accounts. We have a fiat on-ramp solution that makes it really easy to take credit cards. Yeah. And we have like all sorts of gaming SDKs and SDKs for common programming languages. So yeah, we have about 140,000 monthly active developers. Everything's open source. And today, Emily invited me on to talk about our startup program. Before I go on, I don't know if you had a way that you wanted to guide this or just like let me talk. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll like there's not really a guide. I'll just let you talk. But I do want to say, guys, Third Web is crazy insane. I think for devs interested in Third Web, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are a really great entryway for like Web 2 devs because a lot of the different products and services you offer are like JavaScript, APIs, SDKs. It kind of abstracts away the need for Solidity. I mean, if you do
We,
need to write in like smart contract code, there's that option. But
like our tools are for the least and most advanced users. We have Solidity SDKs. So, you can build the way that you want to build. If you don't know how to code, we have dashboards for just deploying stuff. Make it, if you like, a lot of people, get inspired when they see meme coins or NFT projects and they think, I too want to do this, but I don't know how to code. But then like there's also like fully built out sophisticated DeFi protocols and gaming ecosystems entirely built using our tools. So like all sorts of projects use Third Web, whether you're building a weekend project or I don't know, some big enterprise.
yeah, no, Third Web's really exciting. If you guys haven't seen it, youtube.com/@Linea Build. We did do a workshop with Third Web
Mhm.
once upon a time. I think it got a lot of traction, so I think that just speaks to like Third Web's distribution. But yeah, let's actually just dive into the startup program. I think the things I want to highlight is like what it is, what it offers, obviously. Um,
Yes.
then we
Yeah.
can kind of tail off from there.
Our startup program is super straightforward. It's actually not so different from like the Amazon credits program. It's like if you're going to build an app, maybe one of the first thoughts you have is like, I'm going to go get my free $500 of AWS credits. This is kind of like the similar thing for Web3. If you're going to build a Web3 startup, go get your Third Web credits. Where third web has a super generous free plan. We offer tons of tools for free that you would normally have to pay for with other service providers. However, there's like a tier of usage where we have a product called Third Web Engine, which is like a managed it's like a managed server. It's an HTTP server that sits between the blockchain and your app. We give you a backend wallet and a REST API for managing all sorts of on-chain interactions and doing read and write on-chain. That's normally $100 a month. We also have like a growth plan for Third Web that comes with unlimited, much higher rate limits, many more wallets for managed logins for like social logins. You also get like access to our technical support team. Our startup program gives you all of this for free for 3 months. So the idea is we want to give you a whole quarter to not worry about your burn rate, and you're going to get these really powerful tools. Third Web Engine in particular is pretty cool. Like there is no free version of it, but it's insanely powerful. It's something that we see lots of enterprises using. You're able to build very fast, very quickly, very securely using best practices. And I think the startup program is a really good opportunity just to use it. I would encourage everyone to check out Third Web Engine. We're very generous with who gets in. If you intend to build a company or something that makes money, we will let you in this program. This program is not for I'm screwing around and I'm just building a little project, but like you got a website up, you want this to be something, this program is for you. Our team reviews all the applications every day. We let people in every day. So it's like if you're waiting more than 24, if you're waiting in line, if you apply, it's been like maybe more than 3 days, DM me on Twitter. I'm Jason Hitchcock on Twitter, or send us an email. We're pretty responsive. And the other cool thing is we're going to give you meeting links that you can use. So you can always just book time with our team. All of the people that engage with developers at Third Web are developers. Our customer support team, they're all developers. We have a solutions team that works with companies to help them sort of navigate our products and architect solutions. These people, you're going to be able to book time with them and talk about your app, what you're building, what you need help with. And that's pretty valuable time. Normally, only like companies on our paid plans can get access to them, but we open up their schedules to startups.
That's huge. Okay, cool. So to summarize, right, a Third Web startup program is 3 months. It's targeted towards, I guess, like devs trying to build companies and projects because you're feeding in free Third Web credits for them to kind of just tinker around, worry more about building and executing than runway.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. We want to give you our most powerful tools for free for 3 months. We'll also load your account up with another $100 of infrastructure credits. There's different ways that you can accrue costs, and we'll cover those.
okay, cool. And then I think I had more questions. Oh, do you have any like examples of projects that have joined?
I mean, Cool Cats is in it. There's a company called Pixels. They make a really cool video game that has hundreds of thousands of users. Treasure DAO, they're a part of it. Zai, Avagachi, they're kind of an interesting like Tamagotchi type app. I mean, Infinigods, there's lots of games. There's also just lots of like DeFi apps out there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Wearable. Mhm.
I like that you called out Cool Cats because I know there's a lot of e-frogs in the audience right now. If you're not familiar with it, Jason, it's like a huge NFT project on Linea. We did a dev.
Oh yeah, Marco was telling me about that. He was rocking one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know they're
Crow.
like really
Crow.
expanding and growing things. So like eFrog's game, I'm assuming that's kind of what Cool Cats is doing because Cool Cats is an NFT project, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I think they're working on a game. Um, Yeah, I mean, again, like we have 140,000 monthly active developers. There's about 2,000 games that are currently live on our Unity SDK. I would encourage anyone building a game to use our SDKs. Unity normally charges developers like $150,000 to feature their SDK in their store. Ours was put in there for free because it's like such a great example of their SDK. It's so easy to use. Um, I would encourage people to go check out our Wallet Connect. It's beautiful. This is one of the parts of your app where people bounce because they struggle. Like Wallet Connect experiences are very clunky. Ours is not. We make it really easy to add social logins, SMS logins. It's great.
Awesome.
I mean,
Cool.
there's so much to talk about, but so go check out the startup program. I think the link is right there below. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. You have anything to add? I guess things to look forward to with Third Web in general, or ways to engage, maybe outside of the startup program.
Wait, is there anything that I'm looking for? Wait, what did you ask?
Sorry, is there anything to look forward to with Third Web in the upcoming months?
Absolutely. I would say this a few things. If you're interested in like following the progress of this industry, I would recommend following our Twitter account and our YouTube channel. Third Web is like it blows my mind the quality of our marketing team. They all come from like a really great like social media agency and they're really good at storytelling. Our company is constantly on, like we're always shipping really big things. Our GitHub updates every single day, and I would say every 4 to 5 weeks we kind of drop a pretty big product. Like when we came out with our account abstraction stack, we met with the authors of EIP 4337. We kind of collaborated with them on it. Like it was really early on when everyone was just like talking about that, and then we came out with the stack. Coming up, like our fiat on ramp solution came out 2 weeks ago. I would say it's one of the most interesting ones in the industry for a few reasons. It abstracts the entire process of doing a credit card or bridging money over into the Wallet Connect. So like when a user does not need to leave your website to KYC and swipe a credit card. Normally they need to. With our Wallet Connect and our fiat on ramp, it all happens right there in the Wallet Connect. It's very easy to set up. Um, we have an indexer coming out soon. That'll be kind of cool.
Wild. Oh my
We're
god.
going to be coming out with more robust analytics because we'll have this indexer. So analytics will get a lot more powerful. We're going to be adding a lot of significant updates to our Unreal SDK if you're making a game. I don't know. These are some of the exciting things coming out. I think Third Web Engine is probably one of the most compelling developer solutions in the industry. I think a lot of people aren't aware of this type of interface for building. You can build anything very quickly. It's hard to overstate. I would highly encourage everyone to check that out. I think this is going to become the standard for how to build. If you follow our Twitter account, we're tweeting about these things every day. It's a fun Twitter account to follow. Our YouTube channel is an ocean of guides. We will teach you how to build everything that I'm seeing in chat, like how to build a really cool NFT project, how to build a Farcaster frame, how to build anything that people are talking about on crypto Twitter. We will have a guide on how to build that, and it's going to be a great guide. I think these are some of the best resources in the industry, and so highly recommend following. And it's not just to show. I don't care how many followers we have. I just think this is a great way to learn.
No, I absolutely agree. You guys have a lot of you guys how do I put it? You guys are SEO maxis in a great way because I think you're really good
Well,
at capturing trends at like the moment they come out and like putting out really great information.
yeah, we are. We tried to design our documentation to get you going. We look around the industry. We see a lot of documentation that's very low level, meaning like it's here's how the computer works. But a lot of people are thinking like, how do I build a game? How do I build that idea that's in my head? And we're trying to speak to that. And so we do pay attention really close to like what are people talking about, and like that's how we make our guides. And so odds are really good that like if you're thinking about building something, it's probably something someone's talked about, unless you're having like a completely original thought, which good for you. Go build that, don't tell anyone. but yeah, we've probably made a guide for it.
Okay. Awesome. This is amazing. So I guess I think that's all the questions I have for you. Links up on the screen. And yeah, I mean, thanks so much for
We,
joining, Jason.
we
I'm
really
gonna
appreciate the time. Always love chatting with you, Emily, and love being a part of this frog community of croakers and riveters and whatever it is you say, you cute frog.
croak. Croak, yeah.
So,
Fun fact, I think we're in the works for a they eFrogs, I think, is sponsoring another hackathon prize for our June hackathon of like integrating their new meme coin. So I think there's a lot of really interesting ways I think we could
build that meme
do.
one on third web. That'd be so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, thank you so much for Jason. I'm gonna bring on Harry now. I'm gonna hide this message and bring up HackQuest. So I think third web, amazing kind of entry point for learning, as well as like starter programs later on. I think HackQuest, you guys are also kind of do similar things and really good at incubating devs. As well as I think providing a really guided learning experience, which is a different, like a very necessary part of like, I guess, people's dev journeys, right? Because everyone learns differently. But
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start from the beginning. Harry, please introduce yourself. And I guess like also, a bit about what HackQuest is.
Thanks, Emily. Hello, everyone. I'm also a eFrog, so shout out to everyone who's in the chat. GM, my name is Harry, co-founder of HackQuest. It's a Web3 dev education platform. We help ecosystems onboard devs, and then we make devs better. How we do that is to have a self-guided platform that allows staffs to build a lot of cool projects like NFT frames, like a full decentralized social dApp, to launching an NFT and Dutch action projects. And then, but you first start with the basics, and then the syntax, and eventually we have a built-in browser IDE that will allow you to deploy to ecosystems easily. And then obviously follow that. There's a lot of, we organize a lot of meetups, hackathons, even accelerator incubator programs. So it's fully kind of guided journey for different type of builders and founders and devs.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're ready for this. I'm springing it on you. Do you mind like walking us through the platform or like showing us what it looks like? Because I think it's a really great, what do you call it? Visual. Like you can't capture the beauty of HackQuest without looking at like what it looks like, right? So I'm gonna start sharing your screen. So yeah, this is hackquest.io, correct?
Yep. HackQuest.io, definitely check it out. Yeah, happy to walk everyone through. So we were doing Web2 at Tech since 2016, our core team. So we tried to bring that same level of UI UX to self-guided learning in Web3, especially technical learning. So I'll just jump into the good stuff. So after logging in, you're directed to this kind of learning track page. So one thing that we do special is we work directly with the foundations to make sure all the content are reviewed, are official. Eventually, after finishing a particular learning track, you will get a co-issued certificate or attestation from HackQuest and also the foundation. So that way, there's some type of proof of completion. Today, I will highlight maybe the ecosystem course. I'll show a syntax course, how it looks like, and then I'll show maybe one of the guided projects. So the core learning track, so after you get logged in, you enroll, you will be prompted to these 7 core series. Usually, this is an example of what we call an introductory course. So on the left side, you have the basic content. You have some discussion around the ecosystem, maybe some key concepts or two, and it's immediately followed by a quiz. For coding, it's the same way, except you have documentation or content and some explanation that you will see. And it's also always immediately followed by a quiz. And for projects, it's simpler. Essentially, we break down, let's say, 150 lines of code into two to 5 lines of code and explain why do you need to write this code block and what's the composition of this whole project, and then kind of guide you step by step of building it and eventually deploy together. So let's take a look at this one together. So you have a variety of questions. You have truth or false. You have multiple choices. You have answering the blank. So this says the message delivered to L2 does not have to exist on L1 for Linea to still verify the validity of the message. So this statement is false. So if you get this right, you get a little celebration there. And let's say if I got it wrong, it will kind of direct you back, and then you can always ask this little UFO. We have our AI is kind of trained using the ecosystem doc as well as our own content. So you can ask it to kind of explain the quiz or summarize any of the sections or expand knowledge. You can also just click this little magic section, and then it would help break down the quiz step by step. So if any of you still don't answer the question after reviewing the doc, or you try to wrap yourself ahead and maybe ask in the community chat and don't get answered, ask the AI. So because these are all fine-tuned using the existing content. So it will actually guide you one by one. So I'll let it run in the background, and then maybe jump to my favorite part of the ecosystem track, which is the programming lesson. So for a lot of people, they may be new to smart contract languages. So coming from kind of an education background, we follow a philosophy called universal design of learning. If any of you know in the chat, would love to have you guys give a definition. For my own understanding, what that means is we design with people from beginner level to advanced level in mind, and provide a customized learning journey for people of different levels. So let's take a beginner whose first language might be Solidity, which we are seeing a lot of younger folks start their kind of their dev journey with. They probably are not super familiar with programming syntaxes or even the logic of some of these languages. So in addition to concept or documentation, we added a section called metaphor, which essentially gives a comparison between a command versus something they're probably familiar with. And we also added a section called real use case, where we take a portion of a code base that's usually from a famous project, and explain why do we use this specific command in this code base in this particular instance, so people understand it better, because it's shown as an example. So how do we design this with both beginners and advanced learners in mind? So like we mentioned earlier, every little chapter is followed by a quest. So people can start, they can test their understanding first if they are advanced level. I saw a lot of, people with a couple of years of dev experience already just use it almost to start to test their knowledge, to see, am I understanding this chapter correctly with, the little quiz question. And then they go back to, the actual content, the concept, the documentation, the example at the top, maybe use the AI if they get it wrong. If they get it right, they would proceed. So that way they get a little review before they continue as well. So, but for someone who's more beginner level, they usually would start, read everything. They can customize their learning experience by choosing to, let's say, always include the metaphor, always include the real use case, the FAQ. There's a lot of resources there for both beginners and advanced level folks. So I'll do one question here as well. I think it asked me to concatenate both strains. So so I got this wrong here. Let's see. If I got this wrong, then I had a typo here. If I don't recognize it, I might choose to show answer. And then that would use some points here. I would also ask maybe the AI to help me explain the quiz. And of course, if I caught it myself, then I would continue. I don't have to use any points here. So that's a little benefit. The last thing I want to show is the guided projects. So on the platform, obviously, all the learning are stored, and you can always pick up where you left off. You don't have to necessarily follow the journey. I personally love to kind of take courses and then kind of switch to the syntax a little bit, kind of miss and match a little. But this full learning track just ensures you have all the resources needed to finish all the projects. So this is one of the many guided projects. You would start with kind of step by step, and we essentially broke down this NFT Dutch action project into 11 steps. And then so after, if you follow through everything, you can just deploy through the IDE and get deployed to Linea. So this is essentially, yeah, like the continue with that, and then you just follow the step and continue building forwards. The beauty of the platform is it would essentially break down each of the projects, so it's really friendly to people with all the level of learning experiences. We've seen a lot of advanced level folks who take their learning to the next level by customizing the code that they learned. So what that means is they build a decentralized, they follow the instructions, the guided projects to build a fully decentralized social protocol, and then they add a front end. They add a couple more features, maybe a broadcasting feature, maybe a vote feature, maybe adding friends. So they kind of are building upon the projects that were guided to run, and then kind of start there. So this is the core learning track. And then obviously there's plenty of other functionalities. So we actually ship new features every 2 weeks. We have one coming out tomorrow, which is called a hackathon. We'll start to collaborate with 2030 hackathon organizers, and then to start hosting them on the platform, so all the devs who are learning here can test their knowledge right away. We're also very excited to be part of the Dev Cook-Off in June. So a quick plug-in: if you're a Linea dev who maybe finished the learning track, will be awesome to have you join us and then participate. There's the details requirements is on the website, so we can highlight later. Another course I want to highlight, maybe feature, is our recent collaboration with NTU, which is one of the best engineering universities in the world. And we invited a lot of folks in the Ethereum and other ecosystems to be able to essentially kick off their learning journey. So we really focus on projects that are excited to launch their own protocols and their own startups. So we coined this lesson called ideating, building in Web3. So we invite all these incredible founders to interact with people in a Zoom setting or in-person setting if you're based in Singapore, and then kind of they will essentially be your professor and then guide you through thinking of a good Web3 cool project idea and then actually code it out. So next week is often Austin Griffith from the ETH Foundation and an excellent ETH builder, and then he will actually do some live coding exercises for everyone. It's not too late to sign up, and then definitely feel free to join. So after signing up, you will see the Zoom link here. It's open to everyone, completely free, just like all the other resources here. We have past hackathons here, blogs, glossary, events. Last thing I guess I'll highlight before I turn it back to Emily is our faucets. So one thing a lot of the beginner builders may not necessarily have all the luxury of accessing is the testnet token. So especially a lot of beginner folks who don't have ETH in their wallets, maybe they use a centralized exchange or else, and so they don't meet the bare minimum requirement for some of the faucets that require like 0.01 ETH or have to, let's say, have a Twitter account to post. So recognizing that, we obviously collaborated with a couple of ecosystem we have launched a learning track with. And then, so this is one of those faucets that don't require anything. You can just put in your wallet address and get it right away in less than 30 seconds. So if you're kind of just starting out, maybe you're not a dev yet, but really want to get your hands dirty and build a couple cool projects, participate in the June Dev Cook-Off, I highly recommend checking out the HackQuest Linea learning track and mint some get some affiliate tokens and start building.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. What else was I gonna say? Yes. Oh, fun thing that you guys do is you translate into Chinese, which is amazing. So for all of our, I guess, folks out there who are better at Mandarin than they are English, like accessibility is like top of mind for you guys. That was actually one of the things that I was most excited about. Um, Right.
Agreed. Yeah, I think language barrier is so key. We're actually adding Korean, Japanese, and Spanish soon. So collaborating with a
Mm.
couple of other dev communities. So just to make it as accessible as possible. Um, yeah. So if any of you want to have other languages added for all the content and the entire platform, so we try to essentially switch the language here using this on top. Oh, you can see it in Mandarin. And we'll kind of turn it back to English for the demo. But very soon the platform will be available in couple, all the other languages. So are the content.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing. So this is a really great opportunity for like devs just trying to get into the space, figure out, through guided examples, um, Linea learning track. So that's the website. I guess you can go to learn. We also have a blog on our or we have a post on our blog about HackQuest, if you guys want to join. Oh, and the other fun fact is one of the projects, so if you guys are participants, like as part of our like LXP programs and Proof of Humanity, Aspecta is one of our issuers, and Aspecta came out of HackQuest, right? Um, right.
Yep. Yeah, very excited to collaborate with Aspecta, and they've been a long-term partner. And so, if you don't have the Aspecta ID yet, definitely check out the Launchpad. And then, if you're participating in the Dev Cook-Off, you will see them show up with us throughout the entire experience.
Yeah, yeah. So really exciting. HackQuest will be our submission platform. So you can go to learn, win prizes, do cool things. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else for you. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap up with some fun facts about the surge. Um, but
I have
yeah.
one last thing for those who love frogs. So
Oh, I forgot. Yes.
So obviously, those of you who have been paying attention to us, we love frogs, and our platform, our announcement videos in collaboration with eFrog. But if you finish the track or finish each of the course, I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet, but look out for a little surprise when you finish a course. There's something for you, so I'll leave it as that.
What? Dude, alpha. Wild. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that. Oh, I forgot to end. Is there anything else to look forward to in like the upcoming like days, months, whatever with HackQuest?
Absolutely. So definitely give us a follow on Twitter, but also check out our website. You will see it change again every 2 weeks. Our GitHub is obviously open, so all the content and front end you can contribute, raise bugs, and then help us improve it. But yeah, we have a couple of new features coming live, including hackathon. We're actually doing a complete revamp of the front end for a better onboarding experience to help you learn more about each of the ecosystem. We're adding several more courses that you will see, a more advanced level. What I'm most excited about is obviously Linea Co-Learning Camp that's kicking off in 4 days. And you can also follow along the journey, do the learning track on your own, or join the co-learning camp if you prefer to learn with others or have a community to support you in that process. And by the end of the month, definitely submit your project for the Dev Cook-Off. If I recall correctly, you're allowed to use old code. So if all of you have some unfinished projects, you want to add a Linea or frog spin to it, now is the time. So
Yeah. How do people sign up for the co-learning camps?
yeah, so I will drop maybe a link in the chat. Um, so if you're in the Discord or the Telegram group already, you've already seen the link. We will be posting because it's not technically open yet, but we'll post it on Twitter probably like tomorrow or the day after when June starts. Yeah, and then people can sign up through the form, and we'll invite everyone to join kind of a learning group, and then start from there.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining, Harry. I guess I'm gonna kick you off and then we're just gonna dive into things about the surge and Linea in general. So yeah, head to hackquest.io. I think Linea learning track is like go to learn and then we'll be posting links about joining the June Dev Cook-Off, submitting through HackQuest and things like that. So also keep an eye out on the Linea Twitter at Linea Build. So yes. Okay,
Cheers,
cool.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Um, cool. So I guess right now it's just me. So if you guys want to hear a few things about the surge, it started, I want to say like it's wild, stats wise. So we'll start from the top. I'm reading off of a list because I can't remember these numbers off the top of my head. Um, TVL, so surge was started 2 weeks ago. TVL has increased by 390 million. So that's around 33%, which is wild. This is great. This is amazing for fixing problems in DeFi like slippage, attracting new protocols, overall like flywheel effect of like growing the Linea ecosystem and making sure we're a really strong chain, right? The other thing, next stop that we're talking about is referrals and wallets. So if you guys don't know, to start collecting points, you do need to submit a referral. At this point, we have over 600,000 referrals, and around 580,000 wallets receiving points, which is really exciting too. That's super cool. Definitely a popular program. People are joining the network. Um, Transactions wise, uptrend in that we're crossing over 1 million transactions a day twice. So to put this into perspective, combined with the increase in daily average transactions, there's basically a 110% difference between the maximum amount and the minimum amount. And like taking that a step further, notice that this is not a quest around like, you know, submitting as many transactions as possible. This is about liquidity providing and growing like the ecosystem and making like powering kind of the blood of a chain, right? So what this actually means is because liquidity is higher, users are now more comfortable transacting on chains. That's a really positive effect and like growing the ecosystem, the community, seeing that kind of downstream, I guess, positive reaction towards just making the chain easier to use. At this point for the surge, we have onboarded an extra 21 protocols to date, covering a large portion of the active TVL on the network. We're continuing to onboard more. And yeah, I mean, to that extent, that means we're getting a lot of these high value protocols to join the program, and also working to integrate new protocols as they come. If you have feedback from the community or like on protocols in general, always head to our Discord. You can find it on linea.build. There's like a Discord little icon thing that you can click on. And our wonderful customer support team, as well as like Linea peeps, will be around to answer any questions. But yeah, um, Surge is going, volts are happening, really positive effects that we've seen in terms of, making Linea better for everyone. Um, yeah, I don't have much to say after that. What's happening in June, like I mentioned, really is the Linea Dev Cook-Off. Submit your projects for prizes. Join the Linea Learning Track. And then if you want to kind of look forward again into July, for those of you who are going to Brussels for ECC, we have a few Linea events coming up, which will be super cool. They're in the works. Maybe some really interesting swag. Croak, croak. Who knows? I can't say anything. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you guys so much for joining. This is May. We'll catch you again in June.